Hi everyone, welcome to the High Carbon Steel Love channel. My name is Dave and I'm very happy that you're here. Today we are going to talk about the LT Wright Camp Muk. This particular LT Wright Camp Muk is not my knife. This is Joe's knife. Joe is a buddy of mine from South Carolina. He has a YouTube channel, which is Spider5001, and he was kind enough to lend me this knife and give me the opportunity to show it to all of you. This knife is LT Wright's take on the Nesmith design knives by George Washington Sears. It's called the LT Wright Camp Muk. Muk is M-U-K, and that stands for Modern Utility Knife. Overall length, a little bit over 7 inches. They have it listed as 7 3/4 inches overall. The sharpened cutting edge, generally for the Camp Muks, is 3 5/8 inches. And one other constant theme throughout the Camp Muk knives is you have 2 fisheye bolts and a brass line lanyard hole. It's a very solid and stout knife, 1/8 of an inch thick. Now on to some of the custom features of Joe's particular knife here. Joe's knife is made of CPM 3V. It has a saber grind, beautiful desert ironwood burl scales, and some very nice thick orange G10 liners. I do want to show some of the camp tasks that it can do and get our Emberlit Stove going here today for some coffee. And I'm just carving right now, just taking this outside bark off. I think bark removal, very gentle bark removal, is an underrated quality of a knife. Good way to start to get a feel for a knife and how you can adjust to the different pressures. Nice light pressure, and we'll take off these layers of bark with no problem. I happen to be a big fan of Nesmith style knives, even though they're more hunting knives that do chores well, as opposed to a bushcraft, campcraft knife that does hunting tasks well, if that makes sense. But I enjoy Nesmith's writings, and I like the style of blade. I like that they have the belly. I like that they all have that continuous curve. Usually it's the handles where I can tell that it's more of a skinning blade. Most Nesmith knives, they thin as they go up towards the blade, and that's because they're mostly for processing game and doing those hunting tasks. So you're not gripping the knife the same way for a long period of time as you would be if you're doing your woodcraft. We'll go nice and deep back here. So we can dig underneath of the hook. A lot of people have different ways to test their tip, or different uses for what their tip is going to be doing. My tip test is, how does the tip score underneath of a pot hook? In my opinion, the depth of this hook right here makes all the difference in the world when it hooks onto your pot. So we got a nice deep hook on this side that may be the side that hooks your pot, and a nice deep hook on this side which may be the one that hangs from your suspension system. It's an LT Wright knife, guys. Of course it's gonna get your fine shavings with the spine. In my humble opinion, LT Wright knives have the absolute best spines in the business. Nothing too heavy here. We're just processing a little bit of wood for our Emberlit stove. It kind of reminds me of my legume. The way this shorter size is very stout, very powerful. And then being that it's a saber grind, you get a little bit of the wedge effect as well. Okay, while we're waiting for our boil, I wanted to show you the sheath that Joe got with his knife really quick. Some guys like the JRE sheaths, some guys don't. I love them. I think they're tremendous. Great stitching, welting. This one does not have the dangler system, but I like that. Just a very simple belt loop. Generous belt loop too. That's a nice big belt loop. And it fits the knife. Excellent. If you are not a subscriber to my channel, you can hover over my little avatar down here in the corner. You can click the red subscribe button underneath of this video, or in the description box I will leave a link that will allow you to subscribe as well. If you have any thoughts or any questions, leave those down below. And finally, in the description box, not only will you find links to the gear mentioned in this video, but you'll also find my social media links. Join me at any of those other platforms and it'll be great to see you over there too. I hope I was able to give you a good solid look at that outstanding LT Wright Camp Muk knife, and I would like to thank Joe for letting me borrow that knife and giving me the opportunity of showing it to all of you. I thank you all for joining me. It was great to see everyone, and we will talk with you again soon. Thanks. Bye-bye.